welcome to the Sanctuary, a safe space to speak from the heart. I'm your host, Israel, and today I'm really excited for this one. I've been dying to have this conversation. My friend, bodybuilder, fitness fanatic, and what should I say? Oh, an advocate for car dogging. Sarah,
Yes.
thanks for coming to the podcast today.
Oh my gosh, Israel, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk about everything I have going on.
Okay, so let's start with what is car dogging?
So, car dogging is basically it's supposed to be meeting up with random strangers in your car. It can either be inside your car or outside of your car in a remote location and having sexual acts with them.
What was your introduction to it?
So my introduction to it was I was actually on a Hotwife date out of town with a guy, and he had this really big, beautiful truck, and we went out to a bar to start our date, and he went out the side of his truck and was coming around, and I thought he was just going to help me down, but instead he opened up the door, swung my knees around, spread my legs, lifted up my skirt, and ate my pussy right in the parking lot. And the
Wow.
excitement of it all, I was addicted from that point
How long ago
on.
was this?
That was actually about 2 months ago.
Oh, that's new. Like, you really dove right in.
I did. I did. So, for some reason, I stumbled upon some porn, obviously, and just started watching videos and noticed that the majority of the videos are UK based. There's not very much that's US. So I said, darn it, I'm going to start a revolution. I'm going to bring this to the US. I am going to educate people. I am going to grab all the men I can and start car dogging. However, when I car dog right now, I'm not having penetration sex because of the volume that I'm doing. It's basically just mutual masturbation and oral pleasure for both parties.
Volume. Do you want to share a bit about that?
So lately, I have a very Israel, my sexual appetite is through the roof. So I'm always horny, always watching porn. I say I watch more porn than an 18-year-old. So right now I am car dogging anywhere from 2 to 4 guys a day.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay.
So, if I had penetration sex with these guys, I would be all messed up, Um,
Gotcha.
the pH of a man is so much higher than of a woman, and it just wreaks havoc. So, and plus it's safer this way. I
Yeah.
realize it's not foolproof safe, but it is safer for me.
Mm. Okay. Well, talk about volume, diving deep. You mentioned hot wife date. How do you, well, actually, first, what is a hot wife?
So, a hot wife is someone who is married, who has a partner, who enjoys sending them out on dates or adventures with someone else for sexual pleasure. I am in
How,
a s- I'm in a stag vixen relationship. Some hot wives they have what's called cuckolds. My husband is like the bodybuilder type as well. So, he's just not he's more dominant. So he's in a you know, a s like a stag. So, he loves to hear
okay.
about my adventures and loves to reclaim me after my dates. But on my
So,
dates, I normally have penetration sex, and right now I'm in bodybuilding competition, and I just don't have the energy or the time to focus on that, and that's what kinda led me into car dogging.
yeah, I mean, we'll come back. Sex is really interesting, hot wife and all that. But you mentioned bodybuilding. So I want to put a pin on there and talk about bodybuilding for a bit. How did you get into bodybuilding? How long have you been doing it?
So I didn't start bodybuilding competitively until my 50th birthday. I'm now 54. I've always been in some sort of fitness. I was a powerlifter before this, and that's just a lot on the joints, and eventually you can't do it forever. So I started bodybuilding. Got a had a couple coaches, and I learned the proper nutrition for it, and went from there.
Okay, so it's one thing to go from powerlifting to bodybuilding just for the aesthetics of it, but competing is a whole other lane. Why did you decide to compete?
For the motivation, it's when you know that you have to walk on stage in front of hundreds of people, it's kind of motivating to look your best. You don't want to
Uh,
make a
uh,
fool
uh,
out of
uh,
yourself on stage.
uh-huh,
So,
uh-huh,
and I'm a
uh-huh.
very competitive person, so it's fun for me.
Do you remember what your first competition was like, and how long ago was this?
That was 6 years ago. So I
Wow.
had just turned 50. And I was so nervous walking up on that stage, and I was, much heavier. I lost a bit of weight. I think, let's see, I lost 40 pounds for that
Wait,
competition.
how? I need to lose. Holy, if I lose 40 pounds, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm taking my shirt off now. How do you lose 40 pounds? Whoa.
I
Actually, let's start with how long did it take you to lose 40 pounds? And shit, how
I
difficult was that?
it was very difficult. I did it in about, I'd say about 5 to 6 months. Bodybuilding is not the healthiest sport. You're really taking a deep dive into trying to lose body fat, and that's a lot of egg whites, asparagus, a lot of hunger, just really clean eating. There's no fun foods when you're in prep. It's really, really strict.
Mm. You talked about prep when we talked earlier. What does that look like?
So prep is basically when you're prepping for a show. Like right now, I'm 11 weeks out from a show. So we call that prep. So I'm prepping my body. I'm prepping the conditioning of my body. I'm meal prepping. It's basically just prepping your body for a show.
How far out do you start? Because 11 weeks is almost, what, 3 months? How far out do you start?
Well, the normal competitor, is anywhere from 8 to 16 weeks.
Mhm.
I just took a year and a half off from competing to try to put on some muscle. So in order to put on muscle, you have to eat. And it's not eating bad food. It's not going through, to the drive-through and just getting in your calories. It's a lot harder to get in 25 to 3,000 calories when you have to
Mm.
eat chicken and rice and broccoli. So it's a lot of eating. So along with that, you do put on body fat. And then, when you prep, you kind of chisel down your frame to see how much muscle you have under there.
Mm.
And a lot of
You,
it comes from the workouts as well. I lift heavy,
mm.
so
You have a powerlifting background. Did that translate in any way into bodybuilding? Did it help in any way?
absolutely. So powerlifting, I knew the basic lifts, a lot of squatting and deadlifting in power building, along with bench pressing. Those are the 3 main movements. So I already had a really good foundation of muscle. I
Mm.
just needed to get off my fat.
11 weeks out. How many in a year? How many competitions do you do?
Right now, I do about 3 competitions a year.
Wait, that means you're always prepping then,
No,
or
no,
like,
no, 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 no,
oh,
no. So I no, 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 it's real, no. So,
Okay.
yeah, I try to space them pretty close. Like, I'll do, a competition, and then, like, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, I'll do another, and then in another 2 weeks, I'll do another because I wanna have fun. I need some when you're dieting really, really hard, your energy just, it tanks. So,
So the
I
so
like
the
to have fun.
prep is kind of for all 3 at the same time, in a way?
Yes, in a way, yes.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Because I was like,
yeah.
"Holy shit, that's" you're just going from
Yeah.
one to the next to the next. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. With the, so a while ago, I talked to someone that was in bodybuilding, and they mentioned how important spray tan is. Like,
Oh, yeah.
why? And what is your process for like? How do you decide on the outfit for your competitions?
So, I have a suit maker who's wonderful,
Oh,
and you go and get fitted for the suit. My last competition, I wore green, which I would have never thought to wear green, but everyone says, "Oh my gosh, Sarah, you look great in green. You should really compete in green." So, the division that I compete in, there's a certain bikini that you have to wear, and the suit maker is aware of that. My bikini is very, very small, and it has, like, a crisscross in the back because I compete in the figure division, so I have bigger shoulders and lats, so they want a crisscross in the back of the bikini to kind of, accentuate that your back.
mm,
Mhm, and the
okay.
spray tan, um,
Mm,
my husband actually does my tan. I
oh,
use
okay.
a product called Protan, and that's actually wiped on, and the Protan is really supposed to make your muscles pop up on stage because the lights are so, 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 so bright that you really need a dark base on your body to, show off all those lines and those muscles that we work so hard for.
Mm, hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, if someone wanted to start or get into bodybuilding today, what advice would you have to share?
So, um, most people say get a coach early on, but a lot of building bodybuilders are learning that a coach is not absolutely necessary. If you don't have the means of income to pay for a coach, coaches are anywhere from 2 to $400 a month.
Oh,
So if
wow.
somebody doesn't have the means to pay for that, I would say use Chat GPT or Gronk or some kind of AI and use it to your advantage. Take your progress photos, upload them, tell Chat what you actually want to achieve and how many weeks you want to prep for, and
Mm,
it will give you all all the advice you need. It will give you what macros you should do. It will even give you a nutrition plan. It will give you a workout. A lot of competitors are going that route to kind of try to save some money.
mm. When you started, you had a coach. Like, what are some of the things that a coach would do for someone starting out?
That's a great question. So, a coach would first give you a workout routine. They would prescribe you cardio, based on your body shape. They would tell you what you should be eating and what your macros should be at. And they will also some coaches, help with the posing aspect because when you get on stage, there's mandatory poses that you're required to do for,
Oh,
to compare to the other competitors for the judges. So, they can compare.
hmm. What do you have any go-to poses when you're competing?
Um, my back pose, um, I like to flare my lats and really show off my back. I've worked really hard to achieve my back, and, that's my standout.
What are some the I guess things you do for your back? Exercises and lifts.
Oh, a lot of lat pull downs, a lot of, heavy dumbbell rows, and also deadlifting.
Oh, okay. So the what's it called? The power building still plays a role here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once, a person gets deeper into prep, say, like, 4 weeks out, obviously, they're thinning out, calories are low, you're not lifting as heavy, you know? Like, right now, I can deadlift 275 pounds, but as my energy decreases, those weights are gonna come down.
Mm, wow.
So there's no
How
ego
often do you
lifting.
train? How
I
often do you
train
train?
I train 5 days a week right now.
That's a job.
It is, it's a job. That's why I'm car dogging. I don't have time to date. A car dog is like 15 to 20 minutes. There's no time to date right now, Israel. I'm on time crunch.
Okay. Okay, let's jump back to that. You mentioned what hot wifing is. How did you get to become a hot wife?
So, this is my second marriage, and my, husband, he wasn't my husband at the time, for some reason, he opened up my bedside stand one night,
Mm.
and he discovered that my bedside stand was full of batteries. He's he thought to himself, "This is not normal. What is this girl doing with all these batteries?" And he put 2 and 2 together. And that
Mm.
kinda opened up some conversation. And, we were talking about kinks, and I was telling him about my sexual appetite and some of the experiences I've had, and he said, I think it would be really, really hot if I got to experience you with another guy."
Mm.
And of course, I was like, "Gladly." So, we did some threesomes. We tried to swing. That was unsuccessful for us. And he said, this he's a bodybuilder as well, so he doesn't have a lot of time. He says, why don't you just go out on dates? And I just love to maybe get a little video, hear about the experience, and reclaim you after. So this
Mm.
is what works for us.
Mm, mm, mm. How long ago was this?
This was probably about 8 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned that swinging wasn't successful. What was some uh what made it unsuccessful for you guys?
So, getting 4 people's schedule to connect
Ah.
is really, really hard for one. A lot of swingers have that. A lot of people have children, jobs, and in the bodybuilding for us. And also, we felt like one of us was always taking one for the team. He was
Mm,
either really into the girl or I was really into the guy. And it was kind of, he would worry about me if he knew I wasn't into the guy. And it just, we love each other so much that each other's, you know, what do you wanna say? I'm sorry, I'm blanking. We just want each other to feel comfortable, he's always
mm,
looking to me, I'm always looking to him, and it was just way too big of a dynamic for us. So
mm,
we
mm,
quit that
mm.
pretty fast. It just I still have an SLS profile as a hot wife, but I don't I don't use it in a swinging capacity.
Okay. Okay. So you said what was the discovery for or how early or how long ago was the discovery of your sexual appetite? You've mentioned this a few times now.
Yeah. So, well, one thing I forgot to mention is that when I was really young, I used to steal my father's Hustlers and Penthouse forums, and I used to read those like the Bible. I was in Catholic school, so I could read pretty hard and for a long time. So, I thought that all that was completely normal, it's all I knew. I never got the birds and bees talk. Just I thought it was completely normal. So, fast forward a little bit, um, I was going to, lose my virginity to my boyfriend, and we lived in the middle of nowhere, and he had this great plan. He was gonna set up a tent in his yard, and we were gonna he was gonna pop my cherry. So, I got to his land and walked into the tent, and him and his brother were both in the tent. And I basically had a threesome with him and his brother, and
Oh
I haven't
wow.
looked back since. I loved it so much, and I didn't think it was different because of everything that I saw in the magazines and I read about in the forums. So, I didn't feel that immense Catholic guilt or anything. I was like, "Yeah, I love this, this is amazing."
You 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 dove right into the deep end of the pool there. That's a
That's
very
what I
interesting
do.
that's a very interesting way to start. And like, so I mean, if that was the first experience and it's kind of been like that since.
Yes. Well, college, there's a lot of opportunity in college. So, approaching guys or even girls, it's kind of, you're drinking a lot, so things happen. But one thing I wanted to point out is that when I was young, there was no, swiping or, Craigslist or putting out ads. It was all you had to meet people organically, you
Mhm.
know. um, I was very open about it. I wasn't ashamed about it. Some people were kinda taken back, but,
Mm.
the people that were taken back, the guys that I approached, they always approached me after a few days, after they had a couple days to process what I was actually saying,
Mm.
you know? Um, but there was a time when I was married to my first husband that I was trying to be a good girl. I was trying to, do the mom thing and maybe go back to church, and that didn't last long at all for me. He viewed, the vibrator as cheating. So,
Mm.
he would find a vibrator in my drawer and throw it away, and, it would be a big fight about
Okay.
it, and, it was a very hard time for me to try to suppress those feelings, and I just knew it wasn't going to work out, but all in all, I've been like this since childhood, and there was minus 1 decade when I was trying to be a good girl. That didn't last.
Mm. Well, I mean, is you know what I believe, right? I believe that whatever it is you're into, there's at least one person that is into the complement of that, like the thing you're willing to give, there's somebody that is willing to take it, and the thing that you're willing to take, there's someone that is willing to give it. So it's just about being open as you've been with what you need and then try and find that person. So at least you have that person now in your husband, yeah?
Oh my gosh, yes, thank goodness. And I
How
actually
did you
found
guys
him.
meet?
I was just going to say, I
Oh, okay.
actually found him online. I used, Plenty of Fish. So, after I got divorced, I took a year off to focus on just me. I didn't date anyone or hook up, with anyone. And, when I felt that I was ready, I made an ad on Plenty of Fish looking for guys, to date. And I was getting just guys that I didn't have any interest in or anything in common. So I said, it must be me. I don't think I'm communicating myself the right way because I just keep attracting the wrong kind of guy. So I revamped my profile and I wrote exactly what I did not want in my profile. I didn't
Mhm.
want a gamer. I didn't want anyone who drank excessively. I didn't want a smoker. The list went on and on. Instead of putting in my wants, I put in what I didn't want. I
Mhm.
wanted to take a different approach. But the only thing that I really put in there that I wanted was a gym guy. And Isaiah, I got one response. Or Israel, sorry. I got one response, and that was my husband. And the only thing that he said to me is, I got your gym guy. And we have a full gym in our basement, and the whole time that we were first talking, he was trying to get me down in his basement to work out with him, and I said, "Yeah, right," and next thing I know, I'm putting the soap in the bucket and, held captive in your basement.
He puts the lotion on his skin.
Oh, yes. I was terrified of this guy. I was like, "I am not coming in your basement. I've never met you." So, that's how we met.
Mm. Wow. And then the battery led to this. So what your cataloging revolution is, I mean, one of the videos was one where the person was kind of shooting, coming to the scene, like coming to your car. That was really, really interesting to take that in. What are some other things you Oh, and actually, you kind of wrote a note about, things to look at, locations to look out for when it comes to dogging. So I'm curious,
Yes.
like, what is some advice you can share now you've done this for a while, for people that might be interested in it?
So, the best advice that I have with jogging spots is it's best to blend in instead of stand out. So I have dogged in like sort of like, those rundown kind of slow plazas. They might have maybe a old doctor's office in it, a couple closed storefronts. There's just a little bit of traffic going in and out, but yet it still has a big parking lot. So I will dog there. um, I have dogged in gym parking lots because you think about it, people are just so focused. They're in and they're out. It's quick. They're not looking around, trying to take in scenery. And with
Mm.
that, I have to say, a lot of guys that are interested in dogging with me think right off the bat, oh, let's dog at the park. And I have said it over and over, and I will say it until my last breath. The park is the absolute worst spot to dog because it
Mm,
draws attention to yourself, especially, most parks close at dusk, and they are monitored. They are starting to have cameras at parks, and also hikers are naturally nosy. They're looking around. They are looking for the sights, right? So, my bare ass doesn't need to be up in the window and there's hikers hikers looking for something to
okay.
watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the conversation with you is always enlightening and very, very interesting. But I want to end it with this though. Someone is, checking out this episode of the podcast and they're like, hey, I like this person or I feel I relate to them, and they also have difficulties accepting, either how much sex they want or things they want to try. What advice would you share when it comes to accepting your sexuality or how intense you want sex?
So, I would say, confidence. Build your confidence. If you're not first or confident first before seeking this out, maybe work on yourself first. Um, Confidence is so important in this lifestyle. I just I had a situation over the weekend where somebody was interested in dogging with me and I wasn't interested in them back. I don't dog with everyone. And I basically had to kindly reject him. And he unloaded on me. He really, called me old. What am I doing? He said, I must smell. It was a lot. But because I'm a
Yeah.
confident person, I know that his response to me is his problem and not mine.
Mm, mm.
He
Yeah.
just doesn't know how to take the rejection. So I hope that answered your question. I hope I
No,
understood
totally.
that
And
correct.
it's funny
Okay.
when that happens because how do you, like the very thing you are saying about this person? This is a person you wanted 2 seconds ago. So what changed? Like just because you were not what the person wanted? Like I never understood that. Because the bottom line is you won't like everybody. So why do you expect everybody to like you? I never understood that. I never
Exactly.
understood
Not
that.
everybody likes me. I have a physical attribute that some guys don't like. And
Ah, fuck yeah. You didn't even mention that. You want to talk about that?
I could talk about that if you like.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. Yeah, totally. Yes, please.
Yeah, so my niche, I guess what you would call it, is I have a very big clit. It's very sensitive. Um I get aroused. When I get aroused, it actually swells. Um, from getting sucked on, I can say I can get to about 3 inches. So, not everyone likes it. Some guys think it's disgusting. They'll send me an email and just unload on me again, and say you're disgusting. And I was like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you feel threatened. But it's nothing I can change about myself.
Mm.
I've always had a big clit. However, when I found out how crazy it drove my husband, we wanted to try and grow it a little bit.
Okay.
And he's a researcher, so he did a lot of research and actually ordered me some DHT cream from overseas. And I used that for, about 6 months, and it probably doubled my clit in size.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but most guys love it. Oh my gosh, they just they love it. They wanna
I mean,
lick
your
it, they wanna
videos are
suck it, they
testament to
wanna
that.
flick it.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. It totally skipped my mind because, like, the thing is, there's so many layers to you, and you're this very, very interesting person. So it's like that's just another layer to who you are, right? So
Yes.
yeah, totally spaced. Okay, okay. But
Yeah. Oh,
really,
one
I
thing
really, really,
one more thing is
yeah.
I have to say is that the enlarged clit actually, makes squirting a lot easier.
Oh,
I, squirt from external penetration or external play, so, I squirt a lot. So,
you
I've
mentioned
actually
that. You
helped some
mentioned.
girls. I've helped some girls that wanted to enlarge their clit. I have shared with them the cream and what they can do, and, yeah, I think it's a great thing.
I think you have a kind heart, and I think that is something that makes you you. And apart from the niche, I just think you're a pretty cool person, and you do cool stuff.
Aw.
11 weeks away to your competition. Maybe after the competition, I'll have you back so we can just talk about that. But I'm having a wonderful time. I know you have a lot on the go. I just want to respect your time. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Aw.
chatting to me today. And have fun at your next car jogging session.
I got 2 to this afternoon.
Oh my god.
I had to give you priority, so
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
bye. Thank you so much.